Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to discuss on a topic project scope management. So the very first question which comes into our mind is what is scope? Scope can be referred as either product scope or a project scope. It is important to know the difference between them. Product scope is defined as the functions and the features that characterize a product or a service. But project scope on other hand is the work that must be done in order to deliver a product according to the product's scope. A project scope is made up of the functionalities or the specifications outlined in the requirement documentation. Project scope management. Project scope management refers to the set of processes that ensure a product's scope is accurately defined and mapped. Scope management techniques enable project managers and the supervisors to allocate the right amount of work necessary to successfully complete a project concerned primarily with controlling what is and what is not the part of project scope. The key terms which will be used in this presentation are requirement traceability matrix. It is a grid that links product requirements from their origin to the deliverables that satisfy them. Work breakdown structure. It is a hierarchical decomposition of total scope of work. WBS dictionary, a document that provides detailed deliverable activity and scheduling information about each component in the WBS. Scope baseline. This is the approved version of scope statement WBS and its associated WBS dictionary. Scope creep, the uncontrolled expansion to a project or a product scope without adjustment to time, cost, and resources. Work performance data. They are the raw measurement and the observations that are identified during the task performed in order to carry out the project work. Once it is analyzed, it becomes work performance information. Now let's start with our main topic, validate scope. The process of formalizing acceptance of completed project deliverables. The key benefit of this process is that it brings objectivity to acceptance process and increases the chance of final product, service or the result acceptance by validating each deliverables. The flowchart for this validate scope is given below. Input, there are 5 inputs given to this, then tool and technique used to validate the scope, and the output which we get from this process. Now, the expanded data flow diagram for this validate scope is the first input is project management plan. This contains of the scope baseline, requirement documentation, and the scope management plan. Second input is direct and manage project work. We just provide the work performance data to the validate scope. Control quality. In this we give input a verified deliverable which is completely satisfied on our quality. Then the project documents. These are the requirement documentation, requirement traceability matrix, and others. Then there is the technique of validation of scope, and we get output, that is accepted deliverables, change requests if any, work performance information is updated, and our existing project documents are updated in this process. Now the detailed look of inputs are the project management plan. It contains the scope management plan and the scope baseline. Requirement documentation, it is from the output of requirement process. Requirement traceability matrix, it is the matrix that contains the mapping between requirements and the deliverables. Verified deliverables are the project deliverables that are completed and checked for the correctness through the quality control process. Work performance data, the include the degree of compliance with the requirements, number of non-conformities, severity of the non-conformities, or the number of validation cycles performed in the time period. The tool used for validation of scope is inspection. Includes activities such as measuring, examining, and validating to determine whether a work and the deliverables meet requirements and product acceptance criteria. Inceptions are sometimes called as reviews, product reviews, audit, or walkthroughs. Group discussions. are used to reach a conclusion when the validation is performed by the project team and other stakeholders. The technique are unanimity, majority, plurality, and dictatorship. The output of validate scope is accepted deliverables. The deliverables which meet the acceptance criteria are finally signed off and approved by the customer of sponsor. Change requests. The completed deliverables that have not been formally accepted are documented along with the reasons for non-acceptance of those deliverables. Those deliverables may require a change request for a defect repair. Work performance information includes the information about project progress, such as which deliverables have started their progress, which deliverables have finished, which have been accepted. The information is documented and communicated to the stakeholders at the project communication management, and the project documents are updated. Now we come to the next topic, that is control scope. The process of monitoring the status of project and the product scope and managing changes to the scope baseline. The key benefit of this process is that it allows the scope baseline to be maintained throughout the project and avoid the scope creep. The data flow diagram for this purpose is input. We give 5 input to it. Then there is a tool. Then we get a output from this. The data flow diagram, the project management plan, the project documents, direct and manage project work means the work performance data, and the organizational process assets. Then we perform the technique of control scope. Then we get output as a work performance information, change request, project management plans are updated, and the project documents are also updated as well. The detailed look of input are the project management plan. The following information from the project management plan is used to control scope: baseline, scope management plan, change management plan, configuration management plan, and the requirement management plan. Requirement documentation, output of the requirement process. Requirements traceability matrix. It is the matrix containing the mapping between requirements and the deliverables. Work performance data include the number of change requests received, the number of requests accepted, or the number of deliverables completed. Organizational process assets. This is something, it is a existing formal and a informal scope, control related policies, procedures and guidelines, and monitoring reporting methods that are to be used by the organization for proper guideline functioning. The tool and technique used for control scope is variance analysis. It is a technique for determining the cause and the degree of difference between the baseline and the actual performance. Important aspect of project scope control include determining the cause and degree of the variance relative to the scope baseline and deciding whether corrective or preventive action is required. The output of the control scope is updated work performance information, includes in correlated and the contextual information on how the project scope is performing compared to the scope baseline. It can include the categories of changes received, the identified scope variance, their causes, how they impact schedule or cost, and the forecast of the future scope performance. Change request. Analysis of scope performance can result in change requests to scope baseline or other components of the project management plan. Change requests can include preventive or corrective actions, defects, repairs, or enhancement requests. And the three output which we get are project management plan updated, project document updated, and the organizational process assets gets updated, which can be used further for other subsequent tasks. So here I wind up my topic. Thank you so much.